Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beyond Boundaries with Lisa Richmond. I'm Lisa Richmond, and this is Thoughtful Thursday. So, I want to just take a minute to check in and say thank you for everybody who tunes in every week, all the new subscribers, and all the new, views, and the amazing feedback and community and heart-centered messages that I've received. And honestly, I do this because I love it. And I was very strongly guided from Spirit to come in and do these Thoughtful Thursday messages with you. And I really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate everybody that tunes in and takes time out of your week to come and check in to see what Spirit has to say. And I'm incredibly grateful that I've been able to open up my heart to receive the messages and the channels that come through with Spirit. So, some of you know this about me is that I obviously have this channel and I do the Tarot Tuesdays, the Thoughtful Thursdays on Thursdays where I just bring through and channel messages, and then Spirit Saturday where I channel sound healing. I love all three. I also, with my fellow colleagues at Avalon Spirit, we do Spirit Coffee Talk every Friday, and we drink coffee and talk about all things spirit. So this is where I'm tying in the connection, because last time that we recorded, I got an intense download, and Spirit wanted me to talk about it today. So if there's something that continues to come through mid conversation, you'll probably notice when channel comes through. But this is what Spirit is really bringing forward right now. And it's all about connecting to Earth frequency. So we are in the midst of kind of seasonal changes. And with that bring a lot of energetic change too. We're so deeply connected to the planet that sometimes when we're very unconscious about what's going on and we're just thinking about the next thing we have to do in our busy, egoic human lives, we forget to stay grounded in our humanness on this planet that's very much alive and very much connected to all things, connected to our spirit and the spirit and consciousness and like living vibrations of all things in our interconnectedness. And Spirit's wanting to talk about how we all could use a tiny bit of slow down mode. Just turn down the speed a little bit so that we're more able to become conscious of our daily activities and our daily interactions. So it's not like we're on speed mode, let's go, let's get things done. I've talked about the whole like to-do list and like worthiness of getting things done. That's kind of a byproduct, right? Of like missing out on everything that's right in front of us. So Spirit's talking about slowing down, number one. Where in our life can we slow down a bit? And it's about reconnecting our minds into our bodies and know that we're kind of trained to think about the next thing, whether it's in conversation, whether it's in our daily practices, whether it's in our work, our kids, our personal, our health, whatever. It's like, okay, this done, let's go to the next thing. We don't stop, slow down, and appreciate either the fact that we just finished something massively important and like congratulate ourselves, or maybe even celebrate the fact that we just did something amazing. But we also don't, they're like, Spirit is like, there is such a lack of connection to Earth. So a lot of people are waking up and we're connecting to our higher selves and our connection through cosmos and up into our like planetary alignments, which is great. Our connection to Spirit, our higher self. That's great because it's allowing us to see that it's not just a duality. It's not just like we're not just like individual, nothing else matters, just like this one 3D human. And if that's your belief system, chances are you're not watching Thoughtful Thursday. But for the beautiful, lovely souls that are watching, this message is for you. It's that, yes, it's amazing that we've connected to our gut instincts and our higher self and our connection to spirit. That's all a part of it. But now, spirit's like, during this time right now on earth, it's really important that we stay grounded. And what does that mean? That means connecting our human self, which is the form in which we chose to take to experience this moment in time, which doesn't really exist, but this is the words that they're giving me on this planet through this vibrational experience. So in all those wordy words, it's essentially we chose to be human and to have this experience. So do all the things that make us human, and that is being grounded here on earth. That's enjoying the concept of gravity to be able to keep us connected to earth, because yes, it's a scientific phenomenon, like a universal, like a planetary law kind of thing of gravity, but it's also like so that we stay here. So that we can actually stay here and stay grounded and stay connected to the information that is so important, and the frequency and the messaging that is so important that comes up from the earth. So we are to connect to the very important messages that our beautiful, living, vibrant energy of earth is telling us right now. And there is so many different ways to listen. So we can sit and or stand and actually ground and visualize ourselves like rooting into the ground and receiving that energy and pulses of energy up through our feet that like incorporate into our body. That's a beautiful way to do it. But we can do it in many ways. Like we can connect ourselves to the fluidity and the oneness of water. A lot of people really love that, into the elements, right? And so like whether it's a body of water on the earth or even in a bathtub, like the elements here on earth is something to connect so deeply to. So a beautiful friend of mine, Jeanette Byro, explained how she went and laid in this like beautiful body of water, and she just felt incorporated into the water, like one with the water, where she became this multi-dimensional human that was being essentially like absorbed into the energetic frequency of the water, and what you can receive in those moments. And some people are more like in tune to do it with water. Some people it's air, like how you feel at the top of the mountain. Like if you just love mountain biking or skiing or hiking and you get to this peak essentially, and you get this like inhale of this crisp air, you know, and the air is just a little bit crisper up the top there, and it just like ignites your being, and you feel like lit up. And it's that connection to that air element, or that connection to that part of the earth that is bringing through these beautiful codes. And these codes that are being incorporated into your body, spirit is showing me literally right now that it almost looks like when we talk about like light activation from the rays, it's like that. And it comes in all different forms in this beautiful earth frequency, because earth has created itself this new grid system that is from the new frequencies and vibrations that are occurring right now. And so the grid system that is around earth, that has, it's like pulsating, and it's got this, it's generating on a new frequency. And a part of that is these pieces around the globe that are lighting up or igniting, just like there's parts of us that are igniting. So as we like ignite these dormant, kind of deep coded wisdom pieces from inside of us, the earth is doing the same thing, and it is correlated, because these deep activation wisdom pieces from the earth that are activating is activating that part of us that has lain dormant for many, many, many lifetimes, until the earth reaches this certain frequency vibration that it's a match. So as it continues to increase in frequency, the these beautiful sacred parts of the earth will continue to ignite, because all of a sudden it's almost like, I'm getting a really simplistic way to explain it, but here it is like when it reaches a certain frequency, it kind of reaches a threshold to be able to ignite, where that ancient wisdom that's being held in earth is like, okay, this wisdom is being able to be received in this frequency. Only when they reach this frequency can this wisdom or this piece of knowledge or this piece of land be ignited to be able to be received. Because if it's too dense, you can't see it, you can't feel it, and you can't embrace it. You can't absorb the knowledge that comes with it. Well, the same thing is lying within us. So when I've talked about the energetic codes, or the like key system that is holding that ancient knowledge, for a lot of us that has come here, that we're waking up to, it's being activated by the earth's frequency. So it is a part of this big connective system. It's not just one way out into the cosmos. It's really divinely connected here on earth. So I would really encourage you guys, because Spirit is like, talk about connection to earth. Talk about connection to humanity and human senses, our sensory system, and how all five senses are very connected to this ignition of this part of self, and very connected to the understanding of the communication between us and earth, where we can start to listen and hear more clearly about what the trees are saying, because we understand the frequency, vibration, input, output between us and earth. And that shows up in many, many, many different ways. Sometimes it's animals, sometimes it's trees, sometimes it's water, sometimes it's dirt. Sometimes it's sky and clouds, or we see symbolisms that come through rocks, or where it's really like we get a ton of messages through our senses, like our smell, our sense of smell will like all of a sudden evoke a certain memory, or energetic connection to something through a smell or a sound or a taste. Like, this is all so interconnected, because the answers are right here. We don't have to go outside of ourselves, deep into the cosmos, deep into, different planet systems to find our answers. We came here to connect in this human existence, to elicit these deep remembering and the answers in which our soul, our higher self, designed for us to experience right now. So that became super duper wordy and mumbo jumbo. I hope you guys are like, okay, yeah, I get what she's saying, because sometimes I get into it and I start going, and then I'm like, did that make sense at all? So I hope that this came through with clarity. But the invitation is clear about connecting to earth energy and slowing down enough to be able to ground ourselves deep into this earth's like consciousness, and eliciting that, or evoking that threshold of remembering between us and our system and the beautiful grid here on earth. And so if you're like, I have no idea what she's talking about and I do not know, then they're saying, like, think about the things that light you up, clear, like persistent thought, like when your thoughts kind of take over and you're like, I just need to clear my mind, and then you go into connective part that's not like numbing with screens or substances or something. Like, when we clear our mind in something that is of a natural frequency, what is that? Lots of people do that with animals. Like, people are really connected to animals right now because they do have that frequency, that higher vibrational frequency that connects us to this earth's frequency. They're here for that reason. They're these angelic creatures that have come down to help us connect to this knowledge. And it might be water, it might be trees, like I said, all the elements and the senses. So what is it? Maybe it's baking. And you get your hands in it and you can feel the textures and the smells and that creation of bringing these natural ingredients to get together to create something. Maybe it's designing your home. That's even inside, but you're designing the feeling evoked from the connectedness of your creativity within the surroundings that you live in, so that it reflects back to you that frequency that you put into it. That's why feng shui is such a big thing. That's why like clearing your house or smudging your house is a big thing, because you are living within that frequency. So if it lights you up to do design and like create your surroundings, that's important. That's a great way to connect yourself into the earth elements, because it's being projected back to you. What type of textures do you like to use in your creation? Some people really like the earth textures. They're like the green, like lots of plants, keeping plants alive, or gardening outside, or even building with building materials and creating something with the materials. Like, what is it that lights you up? Because when we connect into these natural elements and pieces within us, that's what actually is what we designed for ourselves in this human experience, to be able to help us connect into this higher frequency of earth. And the more that we unravel the thoughts of all the things and connect into the natural frequency and vibration of our planet, our earth, and our human existence and our surroundings, the more that we are connected in with the purposeful existence that we created for this life. Because you're here. You're here. And your soul didn't say, let's go to earth just so we can long to not be in human form anymore. Even though that might feel like it, especially right now, we did come here for a purpose of this awakening, and Spirit is very, very, very clearly saying this activation of our planet right now is huge, and obviously we're all massively affected by it. And so how can we connect to it? Because we came here to do that. It just looks differently. So try to slow down the thoughts more, because that's more programming and what we're like programmed to think and do, and go into our bodies and connect with the things that are earth-based, human-based, like design, creative, senses, elements, earth, heart, love, that kind of stuff, and see what comes up. Because the more that we can use those things as our existence, as our bread and butter, as our backbone, versus relying so heavily on the feelings of like with spirit, because that's always there. That's going to continue. They're saying like there's kind of an imbalance of people who are still very disconnected from the earth frequency, and like what the incredible increase of frequency that's coming off our planet right now has the effect on our human existence, and the fact that we chose here to be here right now in this existence. Okay, so there's just like a whole whack load of stuff to think about. I hope that this came through clearly. If not, if you're like, Lisa, please be more clear on this or this or this, or if you have questions about anything I said, please put it in the comments. Let's generate some conversation in the comments. I love to hear what you guys have to say. I love it when you guys come up with ideas of what you want to hear me talk about. If there's anything that came up that you're like, I want to know more about this, whether it's today or any other day, please put it in the comments, because that helps me to really check in with Spirit and see what Spirit has to say about it, and it evokes conversation and connectiveness, okay? So let's keep that connection going, and it really helps the channel to like, subscribe, and share, and comment. All of that really helps to build this channel so that we can get the message across to more people and have that sense of community, because that's a big thing too. Okay? So thanks so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this message from Spirit, and I will see you all next Thursday for sure. But before then, I'd really like to see you on Saturday for a meditation, and next Tuesday for a tarot reading. So if you want any one-on-one readings with me, head on over to avalonspirit.com under Journey Guides and Readings. I do personal one-on-one readings via Zoom link, where you and I hang out for 45 minutes and I channel whatever your guides or higher self, loved ones, everything wants to say. Or you can book a sound healing and intuitive message reading, and that option is there as well. I will put both links in the description. I love you all so much. I really, really do. Like, the love that is generated from my heart to everybody involved in this is true, 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 true. And so I send this all to you, and I hope that you can receive it and you can feel it. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful weekend, and I'm sending tons of love. Bye bye.